Okay, so I'm going to talk about NEET 2024 today. And one thing which I've realized about the education system, as you would like to call it today, is that studies is not an issue of availability or material or any of these things anymore, right? Because most of you have instant availability of any kind of material you want, any kind of book you want, any kind of lecture you want. Nowadays, it's all available on YouTube, on somewhere you will find everything. I think the bigger reason why most people are not able to study is motivation. Okay, and I don't mean motivation as in motivation has a different sense as well. So for example in mathematics, I know you are not mathematics students, but in mathematics sometimes we say that what is the motivation behind this thought. Okay, or sometimes in law, if you have seen crime patrol or any of these things, you must have heard this line, right? कि यार इस crime का motive क्या था, motivation क्या था. I'm talking about that kind of a motivation. I'm not talking about inspiring you. I'm talking about that there should be an incentive for you to prepare, right? आप तैयारी क्यों करोगे? There should be an incentive for you. And I think most of you don't realize the incentive. And it is my job in this video to make you realize that incentive, make you realize your potential and all of those things. So please watch it till the end, especially if you are someone who is not able to concentrate on his or her NEET preparation or studies in general. Okay? And if you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing and pressing the bell notification, because if you don't, these videos will not recommend to you, and I put a lot of effort into making these videos for you guys, and you will definitely benefit from them a lot. So do subscribe and notifications press कर दीजिएगा. So motivation. So I'll give you 2 or 3 different reasons why anyone would want to prepare for NEET. Okay, the first is that there's an intrinsic reason to become a doctor. Okay, some of you just want to be a doctor by your own accord. No one is pushing you for it. You just wanted to be a doctor your entire life, right? Second is there might be an economic pressure on you of some kind, as in you want to be rich, you want to be financially successful in future. That is also a factor, and there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, a lot of people in India have this mentality that पैसा कमाना गलत है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. उन लोगों की बातें मत सुनो, गरीब लोग बोलते रहते हैं, ऐसी बात है. Okay, you want to be rich, that's why you're preparing for this exam, because you think that if you do well in this exam, you can at some point become very financially successful, right? That can also be a motivation, which is, I should not call it pressure, but it's just an economic factor that you would like to have. You probably want to have the respect that doctor carries with him, or maybe you want that, or maybe you just want the education, you just want and it is very closely related to the respect part, that you want to feel validated with the kind of profession you are pursuing, right? So these are the few reasons why anyone would prepare for NEET. There could be other reasons, so let me know in the comments what your reason is, why you are preparing for this exam. Okay, and another reason is that just ऐसे ही पापा या मम्मी ने बोल दिया. Okay, that could also be a reason that you don't intrinsically have any reason to prepare for NEET, but your parents told you. And I'm going to assume that most of you are going to be in this age group, right? Some of you are, I know some NEET aspirants who are 21, 22 years old also, which is fine. Okay, कोई problem नहीं है उसमें. But most of you are around this age, है ना? कोई हो सकता है 10वीं का बच्चा हो, 15 years का हो, 16, 17, 18, 19 जो भी है. And this is your age group, and this is the reasons, right? There could be a lot of reasons as well, but I'm going to talk about these reasons step by step. So first thing was that you want to be a doctor. Okay, now understand this. Unless you are studying 10 hours per day daily, okay, unless you are already doing that. For example, today is a Sunday, right? So if you are someone who is going to study 10 hours on a Sunday, okay, then I'm not going to say anything to you. But if you are someone whose Sunday comprised of maybe 3 or 4 hours of studies today, okay, and you are a NEET 2024 aspirant, you are in class 12th, your summer break is also going on for some of you, and your exam is less than a year away, I frankly have to tell you that you are not cut out to be a doctor. Okay, if that is the reason you wanted to prepare for this exam, because you want to be a doctor, you are not going to be a doctor. And even if you become a doctor by mistake, you will be a terrible doctor, because some of the doctors have to work for hours. Okay, some of people work for 16 to 18 hours a day. You know, you hear these news, right, that a doctor conducted some transplant or something and he worked for 48 hours continuously. You have heard these news, right? So how can someone who cannot even study 4 hours a day for something he wants to be, how can you expect that person to work for 10 hours, 16 hours, 48 hours? How can you do that? 48 hours, 2 दिन में ठीक है, 1 दिन में नहीं है. How can you expect to do that? You cannot do that, right? It is impossible.
So if you are someone who just has this idea that I want to be a doctor and you're not studying according to it, trust me, you're just fooling yourself. You're not cut out to be a doctor, it's just a wish. And you cannot actually become a doctor unless you put yourself to that level, unless you push yourself to study at least 10 hours a day. ओके, एवरीथिंग एल्स विल टेक केयर ऑफ इटसेल्फ. लोग बोलते हैं कि स्ट्रेटजी बताओ, मैं बोलता हूँ कि 10 घंटे दिन का पढ़ने लग जाओ, उसके बाद मुझे पूछना है ना स्ट्रेटजी. तुम्हारी स्ट्रेटजी में प्रॉब्लम सबसे पहले ये है कि तुम दिन के 3 घंटे पढ़ते हो और फिर बोलते हो कि हमें स्ट्रेटजी दे दो. 3 घंटे पढ़ने में कुछ स्ट्रेटजी नहीं है, 10 घंटे बनाओ, खुद स्ट्रेटजी मिलेगी. ओके, इकोनॉमिक प्रेशर. So let's say you want to be a doctor because you think that it will make you rich, and it will. Okay, there's no denying about that. But nobody in this world who has ever gotten rich on his own accord. Okay, I'm not talking about people who inherit wealth, although all of us inherit wealth to some extent, but take it, get my point. Nobody who got rich got there without working hard. Okay, and if you're someone who is not motivated to be preparing for NEET, that person is definitely not going to be rich. That much I can guarantee. Okay, so that's the point I've talked about as well. I'll come to conclusion after I've discussed all the points, so be a bit patient. Another factor is that you want respect, or you want that educational respect, you want that educational achievement, you want that fulfillment. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that if you don't work as much as you need to, okay, then no matter what you achieve, you will never be satisfied with yourself. Okay, you will always feel that I'm giving my least effort. Okay, that's what you will feel. Nobody in this world who is respected got it for free. Okay, respect is earned, it's not given. Okay, you need to earn it, you need to work hard towards it. All right, so that is also the point which I wanted to discuss. And the last thing is that your mom did push you towards this whole NEET mess. Let me tell you why your mom or dad have pushed you towards it. Because your mom or dad might be successful, they might not be. I mean, they are successful to you because they have raised you, but in their own eyes, some of them had dreams that they could not achieve. Okay, some of them wanted to be a doctor themselves and they could not, because maybe they did not have the resources, they did not have the guidance, they did not have something, or maybe they did not study, whatever it is. Because you know, your parents' generation was quite different from you. Okay, even so, some of you are in class 10th or 11th, right? So you are even 6-7 years younger to me. So even that versus what I used to study, like what the study environment in my 11th and 12th was, that's very different, right? So back in the day, people didn't have opportunity, but you have that opportunity. Okay, especially if you're watching this video, you are able to understand English, so you're probably studying in an English medium school, you have YouTube, you have internet, so you have resources at your disposal which people did not have back in the day. So you have that opportunity to transform your life, to transform your family's life. And if you don't take that chance, if you don't want to take that chance, then you're simply not mature enough to be a doctor, according to me. Okay, you simply are not. And why did I discuss all of these things? I discussed all of these things for a reason. Because I wanted you to understand what it takes to be a NEET, someone who is successful in NEET, what it really means to be respected, what it means to be financially free, what it means to accomplish the dreams of your parents. All of these things cannot be there unless you have a strong desire inside of you. Alright? And this video is supposed to awaken that thing inside of you, that, what am I even doing with my life? Because right now you are 15, 16, 17, 18. You cannot say that you are a child. Okay? You have some level of maturity, especially if you are 18 or 19 or a dropper or in class 12th, right? You're not a child anymore. You must understand your responsibilities, and you must understand that there's a real world waiting for you outside of your little bubble of your class 11th and 12th. Once you go out for your college, you will face the real world. Alright, and if you study very well in your 11th and 12th, that real world is going to be much less harsh for you. Okay, because if you do well and you enter MBBS in a good college, okay, then you start here. But if you don't, then you will start here. Okay, let's say this is the ground. If you clear MBBS, you will get a head start ahead of everyone, be it on any of these parameters, right? So I want you to realize that what is it that you want out of your life. Do you just मतलब आपको क्या लगता है कि आप ऐसे ही बैठे रहोगे और ठीक है, दिन में 3-4 घंटे पढ़ लिया, जब मर्जी पढ़ रही है, बाकी कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, आपको क्या लगता है आप इससे आगे बढ़ जाओगे? None of these things will happen. You will not become a doctor. You will not have financial independence. You will not have respect. You will not have education. You will not have the approval of your parents also. Yes, they will love you no matter what, but they wanted you to be a doctor, right? But you are not doing that. So somehow it should trigger a feeling of guilt inside of you. And no matter how much positivity stuff you can watch, you know deep inside what you're doing with your time. You know that you're wasting it. You know you're not fulfilling your potential. You know you're never going to clear this exam. Okay? So now you can choose. You can choose to be depressed after watching this video, be angry at me or at yourself, or you can decide to turn around your life at this moment and become a bit serious about this exam and fulfill all of these things. Okay? Because they are not going to fulfill themselves. You will have to be the one who is going to fulfill these things. The selection ratio is what, 1 or 2%. So do you want to be a part of that 1%, or do you want to be part of that 98, 94, whatever it is? Nobody cares. I don't even know that percentage. That's how little people care about those who don't make it. Okay, so that was my video. I hope I've triggered at least some of you, because at least you will give some thought to what I've said. If you liked, please like. If you want more help in your NEET preparation, we have a lot of NEET courses as well for every year, NEET 2024, 25, whatever year you are in, we have a course for that, link of which is given in the description section. Alright, so thank you for watching, good luck, all the best, and please study, please clear this exam and make a decision. Okay, do you want to clear this exam? Do you want to do these things? If you want to, then please do it. You have to make it happen for yourself. And if you don't want to make these things happen, that is also fine, but then stop expecting these things out of you, because they are earned. They are not demanded, they are not given. Okay, you will have to earn them. Good luck.